This RS3 kind of sucks to daily drive. So the car doesn't suck in the ways that you're probably thinking about. It's not the performance, it's not the daily drivability comfort, it's not the fuel economy, it's not the increased cost of insurance, it's not even the increased cost of ownership. It's actually something far simpler than that. Oh, I almost forgot. There we go. Before I jump into this video, I want to say that I am not complaining by any stretch of the imagination about owning this car. This car is a literal dream car to me, and I feel extremely fortunate and grateful for the fact that I'm even able to own this car at all. I've owned the car for the better part of 2 months now, and every time I get in the car, I'm still kind of in shock when I look down and see this RS badge. So I don't want you guys to think that I am complaining about the fact that I have what to me is a dream car and what to some other people may be a car that is not obtainable at any point in their lives. So just want to clear that up. Not complaining. This car is still a dream car. I still love the absolute heck out of it every time I get in. So what am I talking about? Essentially, anytime that you have something you really care about, and this doesn't just apply to cars, this applies to everything else in life, but if you have something that you really care about, there is going to be a increased level or an elevated level of base anxiety and stress that you are going to be kind of going through your day-to-day life with. And it's really no different, and in fact it may be a little worse when it comes to a car that you really, really love. This could be a little bit of a mixture for me between past experience, past lived experience, and just, you know, a little bit of anxiety, I guess, too. We all have a little bit, right? But essentially every time you leave your house in your car and you're out in the world, right? It doesn't really matter where you're going. It doesn't matter how long you're gone for. There is a chance that, one, you get into an accident, God forbid. Not likely statistically, but there is a chance that happens. But more commonly and more likely, your car is going to be scratched or dinged or scuffed or something minor, well, what seems minor to most other people, especially if they're not super into their car or car enthusiasts. But there's a good chance that something at some point is going to happen to your car, and it's going to make you really sad. Might make you angry, might make you very angry, depending on your personality. But I just want to talk about the reality of owning a car like this, or any car that you care about for that matter. It doesn't have to be a performance car or an expensive car at all. But any car that you really care about, and it really means a lot to you, you are just going to have to accept the fact that you will have a higher level of base stress and anxiety surrounding your car and surrounding owning the car. Now, you may have gotten lucky in your life up until this point, and I hope that luck stays with you. But talking from a place personally, it really doesn't matter where I park my car when I'm out in the world. If I'm going to the doctor's office, if I'm going to the mall, it doesn't really matter where I'm going. And it doesn't matter where I park, because let me give you a little story time. This is something that happened in my previous car, and let me set the setting for you. It was a winter day here in Ontario, Canada, and it was especially windy that day. Me and my fiance were taking a little trip to Shoppers Drug Mart. The parking lot was pretty barren, I'm not gonna lie. It was a pretty barren parking lot. It was a really windy day. People probably didn't want to be outside of their houses, you know, understandably. But I still took the calculated effort to park as far as humanly possible, essentially, because I knew if I parked near anybody on this very windy day, they were probably gonna be a little careless when they open their door, and the wind may take the door and it may send it directly into the side of my car. So we get out of the car, I lock it, I look back at it, and I just kind of soak it in because I loved that car just like I love this one. And it was a nice, clean, empty parking lot. No cars were around, you know. We go to the store. We're in Shoppers for, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 8.5 minutes. When we exit Shoppers, the first thing that I took note of was there was now a car parked directly beside me in this barren parking lot. And my first thought was, they probably hit my door. I don't know why, you know, it just was a feeling I had. So sure enough, we go out, Sure enough, we go out to the car, and there was a giant dent in the passenger side of my car. But all of that to say, unfortunately, when you leave the house, there is no guarantee, no matter how careful you are. And I don't want to say this to make you more stressed or more anxious about driving your car. That's the last thing I want to do. But I'm just saying, you will need to accept the new reality. If you're going from maybe you have like a car that you don't really care about, it's a beater, a daily driver, and you get into a car that you've dreamt of having, like me with the RS3, you just have to accept the fact and reality that you're going to be stressed out when you have that car out in the world. Because it really, really, really sucks when the car that you absolutely love and take such good care of gets dinged or damaged or scratched by somebody else. But that's really all I wanted to cover today, guys. I just wanted to give you a little bit of my thoughts, you know, when it comes to daily driving and owning a car that you really, really love and care about. But if you've made it this far, like always, I really appreciate you, and I will catch you all in the next video.